Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you in Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Business and Commercial Knowledge. In this lecture, we'll continue with Business Chapter 2, that is Business Environment. This is lecture number 4. We'll be doing summary of the chapter and then we'll be shifting to the multiple choice questions. Let us begin. We have begun this chapter by understanding the concept of business. A business is society's organ of economic expansion, growth, and change. A business for our purpose can be any activity consisting of purchase, sale, manufacture, processing, and marketing of products and services. This chapter explains the three basic goals of environmental analysis and business environment with its characteristics such as complexity, dynamism, multifaceted nature, and far-reaching impact. The relationship between organization and its environment is also discussed in terms of interaction between them in several major areas. The environment in which an organization exists could be broadly divided into two categories: external environment and internal environment. The external environment is further classified into two categories: micro and macro environment. Microenvironment relates to those forces that fall within immediate small periphery of the organization. It consists of customers, competitors, organization, market, supplier, intermediary. Macro environment at a distance and has broader dimensions. It consists of demographic, economic, political, legal, socio-cultural, technological, and global environment. We studied the pestle analysis, which is used to analyze the external environment. The approaches of strategic response to the environment, which may be followed by the business, have also been discussed in this chapter. Let us continue with the multiple choice questions. Question number 1. Organizations depend upon the environment for input. A. Technological environment. B. Social economic environment. C. External environment. Or D. Legal environment. So, for inputs, the environment needs to be dependent upon, the organization needs to be dependent upon external environment. External environment. Next question, question 2. Environmental analysis helps in A. Provide input for strategic decision making. B. Turning threats to firm's advantage. C. Anticipate opportunities and to take optimum responses. D. All of the above. So environmental analysis helps in providing input for strategic decision making. Yes. Turning threats to firm's advantage. Turning threats into opportunities. C. Anticipate opportunities and take optimal responses according to the opportunities available in the market. So the answer is D. All of the above. So the answer is D. All of the above. Next question. Question 3. Trend relate to A. Happenings of events in internal environment. B. Grouping of similar or related events. C. Demands made by interested groups. D. None of the above. Trend relate to grouping of similar or related events. The similar and related events sets trend. Next question. Question 4. Which of the following exhibit characteristic of business environment? First, environment is static. B. Environment is dynamic. C. Environment is complex and multifaceted. Or D. It has short-term reach. Points, the options are given point 1 and 3, B point 1, 2 and 3, C point 1 and 4, or D point 1 and 3. Characteristics of business environment. So environment is dynamic and environment is multifaceted. So the option is option D. Question 4D. Question 4D. I believe it is clear. Let us move ahead with question 5. A threat is an unfavorable condition in organization environment which creates risk or damage to the environment. B. An inherent limitation or constraint. C. An unfavorable condition in organization environment which consolidates its strength. Or D. None of the above. It would be A. A threat is an unfavorable condition in organization's environment which creates risk or damage to the environment. I believe it is clear. Question 6. Next question, 6th. Who occupies the central position in the marketing environment? A. Consumer. B. Customer. C. Organization. Or D. All of the above. Central position. The central position is occupied by customer. In a marketing environment, a central position is occupied by consumer. In a marketing environment, the things are fixed in relation to the consumer. The consumer needs will be getting preference and manufacturer produce goods in accordance with the consumer feedback. Next question. The price sensitivity of a market is an important factor of which element of microenvironment? A. Supplier. B. Market. C. Intermediaries. Or D. Customer. The price sensitivity of the market is an important factor of which element of microenvironment? B. Market. B. Market. Next question, question 8. Dash with their own bargaining power affect the cost structure of the industry. Cost structure of the industry. It's B. Supplier. If suppliers' bargaining power will be more, in that case, the cost of the product will increase. Why? Because supplier will be supplying the product to the manufacturer at higher prices because supplier is having a lot of bargaining power and in that case, because the manufacturer will purchase the raw material expensive, the final product of that he will manufacture will also be expensive. Next, question 9. Which of the following is not a factor of demographic environment? A. Ethnic mix. B. Legal. C. Population size. Or D. Geographic distribution. Which of the following is not a factor of demographic environment? Demographic. It's B. Legal. It's B. Legal. Legal factor is not a factor of demographic environment. Next question, question 10. Business and technology are A. Interrelated, B. Interdependent, C. Interrelated and interdependent, or D. None of the above. Business and technology are interrelated and interdependent. C. 10C. Business and technology are interrelated as well as interdependent upon each other. Next question, question 11. Environment which is close to business and affect its capacity to work is known as dash environment. Environment that is close to the business and affect its capacity to work is known as A. Microenvironment. Microenvironment. Next question, question 12. Study of human population is called a dash environment. Study of human population is called a dash environment. A. Political, B. Demographic, C. Global, or D. Economic. Study of human is known as B. Demographic environment. Demographic environment. Next question, question 13. Which is the single word that can best describe today's business? A. Technology, B. Persistence, C. Profit making, or D. Change. It's change. 13D. Change. What is the single word that can best describe today's business? Change. Today's business and business environment is dynamic, ever changing. Competition is beneficial to the competing firms beside benefiting the dash. Competition is beneficial to the competing firms beside benefiting the dash. A. Intermediaries, B. Customers, C. Producers, or D. Financiers. B. Customers beside benefiting the customers. So customers get benefited because of a healthy competition in the market, and it also helps or create benefit to competing firms. I believe you understood. I believe you understood this. Let us move ahead. Question 15. Dash is the process by which organizations monitor their relevant environment to identify opportunities and threats affecting their business for the purpose of taking strategic decisions. A. Forecasting. B. Scanning. B. Assessment. C. Scanning. And D. None of the above. Dash is the process by which organizations monitor their relevant environment to identify opportunities and threats affecting the business for the purpose of taking strategic decision. C. Scanning. C. Scanning. Scanning is the process. Next question, 16. The following statement relates to which strategic response approach to the environment? Which strategic response? They seek to monitor the changes in the environment, analyze their impact on their own goals and activities, and translate their assessment in terms of specific strategies for survival, stability, and strength. A. Proceed with caution. B. Least resistance. C. Dynamic response. Or D. Static response. They seek to monitor the changes in the environment, analyze their impact on their own goals and activities, and translate their assessment in terms of specific strategies for survival, stability, and strength. Which strategic response? Proceed with caution. A. Proceed with caution. Next. Which of the following is not a part of economic environment? A. Market and trade cycles. B. Consumer buying patterns. C. Strength of consumer spending. Or D. Interest and exchange rates. Which of the following is not a part of economic environment? Market trade cycles is a part of economic environment. Consumer buying patterns. It's a pattern. It's not a part of economic environment. So B. 17B. 18. Question 18. What is the kind of response that business should make efforts to exploit the opportunities and thought the thread? A. Strategic response. B. Least resistance. C. Diversify. D. Simplify. It's A. Strategic response. It's A. Strategic response. Next question. Question 19. Which of the following is not a characteristic least resistance strategic response? A. Simple goal maintaining. B. Passive approach. C. Dynamic. Or D. All of the above. Which of the following is not a characteristics of least resistance strategic response? It's C. Dynamic. C. Dynamic. Next question, question 20. Question 20. Perceiving the needs of the external environment and catering to them, satisfying the expectations and demands of the clientele group is A. Reciprocal agreement. B. Interdependent process. C. Management process. Or D. Interaction process. Perceiving the needs of the external environment and catering them, satisfying the expectation of demand of the clientele and groups is D. Interaction process. D. Interaction process. 21. Next question. Process of strategy formulation starts with A. Appraisal of external and internal environment of an organization. B. Performance analysis. C. Choice of strategy. Or D. None of the above. Process of strategy formulation starts with A. Appraisal of external and internal environment of an organization. Next question, question 22. Dash response not merely recognize and ward off threats but also convert threat into opportunities. Dash response. A. Aggressive response. B. Dynamic response. C. Static response. Or D. Passive response. It's B. Dynamic response. It's B. Dynamic response. Dynamic response not merely recognize ward off threats but also convert threat into opportunities. Question 23. The businesses should continuously dash and dash to the environment if it is to service and prosper. A. Identify and appraise. B. Monitor and adapt. C. Identify and monitor. Or D. Monitor and appraise. The business should continuously dash and dash to the environment if it is to service and prosper. Monitor and adapt. Monitor and adapt. The business needs to continuously monitor and adapt to the environment if it is to service and prosper. The next is question 24. Through SWOT analysis, A. Strength and weakness existing with the environment can be matched with opportunities and threat in the organization. B. Strength and weakness existing outside the organization can be matched with opportunities and threats with the internal environment. C. Strength and weakness existing outside the organization can be matched with opportunities and threats of the external environment. Or D. Strength and weakness existing within an organization can be matched with opportunities and threats of the environment. Through SWOT analysis, strength and weakness existing within the organization can be matched with opportunities and threat in the environment. Question 25. Question 24D. Question 25. Relationship between organization and environment can be described through A. Exchange of information. B. Exchange of resources. C. Exchange of influence and power. Or D. All of the above. Relationship between organization and environment can be described through exchange of information, exchange of resources, Exchange of influence and power, it's D, all of the above. It's D, all of the above. I believe you understood. Let us move ahead. Question 26. According to Peter Drucker, aim of the business is to dash and dash. According to Peter Drucker, aim of the business is to dash and dash. A. Create and retain customers. B. Retain customer and create profits. C. Create and retain consumer. Or D. Retain consumer and maximum wealth. According to Peter Drucker, the aim of the business is to create and retain customers. Is to create and retain customer. A. Peter Drucker is also known as the father of management thinking. Next, 27. The non-specific elements of the organization's surroundings that may affect its activities are A. Customer, supplier and employees. B. Suppliers, owners and employees. C. Owners, board of directors and employees. Or D. Customer, intermediaries and suppliers. The non-specific elements of the organizations surrounding that may affect the activities are C. Owner, board of directors and employees. They can definitely affect the activities of the business. Let us continue. Next, question 28. The dash environment refers to the nature and direction of the economy in which a company competes or may compete. Nature of the economy and direction of the economy in which the company competes or may compete. A. Socio-cultural. B. Internal. C. Minor. C. Micro. Or D. Economic. It's C. Micro. It's C. Micro. Micro environment refers to the nature of the economy and direction of the economy in which a company competes or may compete. 29. Next question, 29. Which of the which of the following statement is not a factor influencing socio-cultural environment? Not a factor. Not a factor influencing socio-cultural environment. A. Family structure and changes in it. Attitude towards and within the family and family values. B. Educational levels, awareness and consciousness of rights, work ethics of members of society. C. Opportunities arising out of technological innovation. Or D. Role of women in society, position of children and adolescents in family and society. Which of the following is not a factor of socio-cultural environment? It's D, role of women in society, position of children and adolescents in family and society. It will not act as a factor influencing the socio-cultural environment. Next, 30. Analyzing process of change in the business environment involves conceptualizing it as A. Complex, B. Static, C. Dynamic, or D. Diverse. Analyzing process of change in the business environment involves conceptualizing it as complex. The business environment is complex. I believe it is clear. Let us move ahead. The performance of business in the private sector is measured by A. Profitability, B. Customer satisfaction, C. Number of employees, or D. The salary of board of directors. The performance of business in the private sector is measured by consumer satisfaction. Consumer satisfaction. I believe you understood. Maximum number of board of directors is 15. Is 15. Question 32. In the PEST framework for environmental analysis, what does the letter E stands for? A. Ecological, B. Economic, C. Ethical, or D. Educational. It's B. Economic. In pestal analysis, in PEST, political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, PEST framework, E stands for economic environment. E stands for economic environment. Next question, question 33. Question 33. All are elements of microenvironment except A. Consumer, B. Supplier, C. Competitor, or D. Society. All are elements of microenvironment except society. Society at large. D. Society. (34) All are elements of macro environment except A. Society, B. Government, C. Competitors, or D. Technology. C. Competitors. Competitors are a part of micro environment. And society is macro environment over here. It's macro environment, society, and competitor micro environment. Next, question 35. Next, question 35. Select the correct statement out of the following. A. Environmental factors are totally beyond the control of a single industrial enterprise. B. Environmental factors are largely beyond the control of a single industrial enterprise. C. Environmental factors are totally within the control of single enterprise, or D, none of the above. Correct statement out of the following, it's B. Environmental factors are largely beyond the control of single industrial enterprise. It's largely beyond the control of single industrial enterprise. Next question, question 36. In response to the changes in the environment, organizations in general should, in response to the changes in the environment, organizations in general should A. Understand the impact of changes on the strategy and make appropriate modifications. B. Make efforts that changes are reverted back so that organizations can function smoothly. C. Ignore the changes, or D. None of the above. It's A. In response to the changes in the environment, organizations in general should understand the impact of changes on the strategy and make appropriate modifications. 37. Next, read the following three statements. The environment is constantly changing in nature. Second, the various environmental constituents exist in isolation and do not interact with each other. Third, the environment has a far-reaching impact on organizations. From the following combination given below, select an alternative that represents statements that are true. Statements that are true. A. 1 and 2. B. 2 and 3. C. 1 and 3. Or D. 1, 2 and 3. Which is true? The environment is constantly changing in nature. Yes, it is true. Various environmental constituents exist in isolation and do not interact with each other. It is false. It is false. Third, the environment has a far-reaching impact on the organization. True. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. It's C, 1 and 3. 37, C, 1 and 3. Next question, question 38. Which environmental factors regulate the values and beliefs, traditions and customs of society? Values, beliefs, tradition and customs. A. Political and legal factors. B. Technological factors. C. Economic factor. Or D. Socio-cultural factors. It's quite simple. It's socio-cultural factors. Regulate the values, beliefs, traditions and customs. Socio-cultural factors. Next question, 39. The term pestle analysis is used to describe a framework for analyzing A. Macro environment, B. Micro environment, C. Both macro and micro environment, or D. None of the above. The term pestle analysis the use of describe of framework for analyzing A. Macro environment. A. Macro environment. I believe you must have understood till here. I believe you must have understood till here. Fine. So we are stopping here. We are stopping here. So in today's class, we have done the multiple choice questions. Thank you. Thank you.